If you're like me, you were told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But in this video, I'm gonna be sharing intermittent fasting for fat loss. And this goes against everything you've been told. I'm gonna share my personal experience with intermittent fasting, as well as how it works, along with the pros and cons. Now, if you find the video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Let's get to the action. All right, y'all, so there's a lot of trainers out there that'll lie to you and tell you that intermittent fasting is their claim to fame of being able to drop body fat. And just like any other diet out there, they say, hey, the keto diet is what helped me lose weight. The carnivore diet is what helped me lose weight. But at the end of the day, carnivore, keto, fasting, it doesn't matter. It still follows the principles of weight loss, which means you have to eat less than what's required for you to drop body fat. And so just know intermittent fasting is not a magic bullet for losing weight. And there's a lot of different ways of fasting out there. You have the OMAD fast, the 1 meal a day. Then you have the 5-2 fast, where you pretty much eat whatever you want to for 5 days. And then 2 days out the week, you eat nothing. I hated that one. I tried that one. And then there's probably the most popular way of fasting, which is the intermittent fasting, where you fast for 16 hours, and then you have an 8-hour eating window. And the 16-8 fast is the fasting style that I have the most experience with. See, back in the days when I was doing bodybuilding, man, I was eating 6-7 meals a day, and I just got tired of eating so much. You know, I was cooking chicken all the time, cooking beef, cooking rice, and I just got tired of eating, and I got fed up with cooking every other hour and thinking about food all day. And so after my second bodybuilding competition, you know, I had already started thinking about what steps I was gonna take after I got done doing bodybuilding, because I was just fed up with it, with just eating so much. And I said to myself, okay, let me look at this whole fasting thing. And you know, what I liked about it is that it gave me structure. You know, I didn't have to worry about, you know, cooking as soon as I woke up. You know, I could just drink some coffee, drink some water, and you can also drink some tea. But at the end of the day, when you're fasting, there's no eating. You're not eating any sugar. You don't want to eat anything that's gonna, or drink anything that's gonna spike your blood sugar, spike your insulin. And so for me, it was right up my alley, because I wanted to give my digestive system a chance to rest and recover. And I feel like some people do need that. They eat so much, and sometimes we eat and drink so much bullshit. We need to give our body that opportunity to rest and recover. And that was kind of like the phase that I was in. And so I was just drinking water. I drink some iced coffee or some cold brew. And then around 11 a.m. or 12 p.m., I'd eat my first meal, which was kind of like my breakfast / brunch. And I'd have a good 8-hour eating window. And I found myself not really eating as much, you know, because you only have an 8-hour eating window. I find a lot of times people, they gain a lot of weight because they're just eating throughout the entire day. They're not really, you know, they're mindful of how many meals they're eating. They're eating meals, plus they're snacking throughout the day. Plus they may have, you know, a soda or some juice, and all this stuff adds up. And so one of the benefits that I find about fasting is that it gives us a smaller eating window. And so that way we don't have the option to eat as much unless we're just stuffing ourselves during that eating window. Like I said, fasting isn't a magic bullet. And so if you're eating burgers, you're slamming some pizza, you're drinking beer during your eating window, and you're thinking that fasting is gonna help you still drop body fat, you got another thing coming, buddy. It ain't gonna work like that. And that's why every other diet out there, you know, people who tend to eat more than what's required for them to drop body fat, even during fasting, we won't be able to get the weight off. And that's why I always tell people, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what diet you do, you still gotta know how many calories you need to consume on a daily basis to drop body fat. It's just energy management. If we eat too much, we're getting bigger or we're gonna get fat. If we eat less or significantly less, we're gonna either drop body fat a little bit slower, or we're gonna drop body fat rapidly, and you might even find yourself starving depending on how much of a deficit you're in. One of the biggest things I like about fasting is that instead of eating 5, 6, 7 small meals throughout the entire day, I eat bigger, more satisfying meals. You see, when I stopped doing bodybuilding, I found myself going over to Chipotle a lot more, because I really didn't care to cook meals at home, because I was just so tired of being in the kitchen all the time. And so, you know, I'd eat a chicken and rice bowl from Chipotle, and then I'd eat maybe a steak or some salmon at home. But these would be really big meals, and I'd only eat 2, maybe 3 meals. Sometimes it was just 2 big meals and a protein shake or 2, and that got the job done for me. And so if you're somebody like me, you don't like being in the kitchen all the time, you don't like cooking all the time, and you just maybe not have the time to eat 5, 6, 7 meals a day, fasting is probably gonna be a good route for you, because now you can focus on eating bigger meals and you don't have to be thinking about what you're gonna eat throughout the entire day. You can eat 1 or 2 big meals, drink a protein shake or 2, maybe a yogurt, eat a yogurt or a protein bar, and it just simplifies your life. And it also just gives you that structure to where you're not having to think about food and cooking all day. Now, a couple of years ago when I started doing fasting, I started talking about it on Facebook and Instagram, and people would ask me, yo Jay, well, what if you know, I'm working overnight, I'm a nurse or something like that, or what if, you know, it just doesn't work with my schedule? And the truth is, guys, like, fasting isn't for everybody. That's why I tell guys, you want to figure out what's going to work the best for you. And the other side of it is, you don't always have to fast for 16 hours and have an 8-hour eating window. You want to make this thing work for you. So some days I might fast for 16 hours, but other days I just fast for 14 hours and have a 10-hour eating window. You can have that flexibility. There's no real right or wrong way to do it. At the end of the day, it should be working for you instead of working against you. Now, one thing I will say that I was a little afraid of is when I got into doing fasting, I wasn't sure how long I was gonna be hungry. You know, I didn't wanna feel like I was starving. And there is like a 3 to 4, maybe 5-day time frame where you are gonna have some hunger pains. And hunger pains in general is okay. It should be tolerable hunger. If you feel like you're starving, if you feel like you're hungry all day, if you don't have any energy, you're having headaches, then that's not the way you want to go. You're either not eating enough, or fasting just isn't going to be the right thing for you. But just know our bodies are creatures of habit, and so our body adapts to certain things that we do, whether it's training, whether it's what we eat, or even the style that we eat in. Basically, like fasting, it's gonna take us some time to adapt to it. And some people, it takes longer than others. Other people, they jump right into that bad boy, and they just like genetic freaks, they just adapt to it right away. But that's not everybody, that's not the majority. And the other 2 questions I get a lot is, Jay, I'm working out early in the morning, you know, should I still fast while I'm working out? And some people, they can tolerate not eating anything and working out. But other people, you know, they need to have something on their stomach because their blood sugar just tanks and drops significantly. And so they need something on their stomach. And I tell those people, yeah, you need to go ahead and eat. You know, like I said earlier, you want to make this into what's going to work for you. And so if you're working out early in the morning, you don't have to eat a big breakfast. You could just have some fruit, you know, some grapes, some strawberries, some blueberries, maybe an apple or something like that, just to put something on your stomach. And like I said, at the end of the day, if you don't overeat over the course of a day, if you stay within a certain calorie intake that's going to help you drop body fat, even if you eat during your fasting time frame, you'll still drop body fat. And yeah, I know some people are gonna be down in the comments talking about, well, that's not really fasting if you're eating during your fasting time frame. Well, who gives a fuck? If you're still dropping weight and you're getting the results that you want, that's really all that matters. And you know, who's gonna get mad if you're eating fruit and this is for you? It ain't for nobody else. I'm giving you the game plan that's gonna work universally for, you know, if you wanna do it, okay? If you wanna do this, then, and you're working out in the morning, eat some fruit if you feel like you need to put something on your stomach. If you don't put nothing on your stomach. You know, if you one of these people that just want to slide down in the comments and just get some attention, do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm trying to help the people who want to win, the people who want to get some results. And so if that's not you, if you just want to make some bullshit excuses, then jump out the video and go somewhere else, baby. I'm not the one that's gonna help you. And the last thing that people ask is, Jay, during your eating time frame, what are the foods that you eat? And the truth is, guys, you can eat whatever you want to eat. You know, what I was eating during the time frame where I was fasting, like I don't always fast now. You know, back in the days after my bodybuilding competition, I fasted maybe about for 2 years straight. But nowadays I'll do it every other day. Like, let's say I have a crazy weekend. I've been eating burgers, eating pancakes, eating and everything. Then that Monday and Tuesday, I might fast, you know, but in general right now I'm not fasting, but fasting is something that gives you structure and it gives our gut a chance to kind of, you know, heal up and not have to, you know, worry about processing and metabolizing so much food. But in general, we all eat pretty much the same thing. You can eat fish, you can eat chicken, you can eat steak, beef, rice, oatmeal, it doesn't matter. You can eat all these foods. Like I said earlier in the video, you got to make sure that you're not overeating if your goal is fat loss. And now if your goal is building muscle, building mass, then doing fasting might not be the right thing for you if you're not able to eat an adequate amount of food on a daily basis to gain mass. That's the struggle that guys who want to gain mass run into if they're trying to fast. They're just not able to fit enough calories and meals in to that small time frame. But for fat loss, it's perfect, you know, because it's actually holding you accountable to eat less because the time frame for you to eat is less. So with that said, champs, hope you found the video helpful. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. And if you feel like you need some step-by-step guidance, you want to know exactly what steps to take with your nutrition, exactly what steps to take when you hit the gym, down in the description below, you'll be able to hit a link to book a game plan Zoom call with me so that we can discuss your challenges as well as your goals and to figure out if we'd be a great fit to work together for me to put you on the fast track to getting the results that you want. With that said, guys, let's get to the action. We out.